Hi everyone, I'm Marily. I am a product manager based in San Francisco.
Hi everyone, I am Mayank, product manager here in California as well.
Welcome to Product Breakdown. Every episode contains a cool new area that we're breaking down. So today we're going to talk about a super cool project. So, Mayank, please tell me, have you heard of something called the Metaverse Fashion Week? It was super exciting. I got to attend one.
Brilliant. No, I have not heard. I heard of Metaverse, is the virtual world that you can walk into. Heard of the Fashion Week? What is it?
Yeah, it's actually super cool. Okay, imagine 4 days, digital fashion week, full of virtual shows, stores, and events. And you can just attend from anywhere, right? You can be in San Francisco, you can be in any time zone, and so on. So imagine all the global brands you know, thousands of people that are able to actually log in and be able to participate in this kind of branded space. There are even branded after parties. But the interesting
Wow.
angle and what I want to talk about is you can actually buy and wear digital clothing straight from the catwalk. So imagine there's like a model or an avatar walking
Merle,
and then you're
wait,
wearing
wait,
some
wait. I
clothes.
love this. I love this topic. Why
Yes.
don't we talk about this today?
Yes, this sounds amazing. So today's topic is a fashion and metaverse. Where is the connection and what does it mean? Why are brands even interested in this?
Love it, Merle. I'm so excited. Merle, since you know so much about this, you've already experienced that world. Let's break it down. Uh, what is this connection with metaverse and fashion? Tell us more.
Yeah. So to me, fashion it's a way to express myself. You know, everyone has an identity, so whatever you wear, you're trying to kind of express your, what you're like. I also love fashion. When I walk around, I'm very inspired to see what people are wearing. And sometimes I can even ask them and say, hey, where did you buy this from? Because I'm interested in wearing it as well. So I guess it gives a glimpse to each person's personality. It's how you differentiate yourself. So now, if we talk about the metaverse, in the metaverse, we have avatars. And it's just really interesting to think about yourself and your avatar. So, is your avatar something that you can use to express yourself as well in the metaverse? And I think this is where the fashion and metaverse are being met. So, your avatar and your identity and your personality. So, taking this in mind, right? What it is for the people, you express yourself, your personality. What does this mean for brands and designers? What is your take? I mean, we're not very experienced. This is all very new. But now, from a strategy and product perspective, what do you think? Why are brands interested in this? Why is there so much buzz? Why was there a fashion week?
Awesome, love it, love it. So let's just jump into strategy now. So we know like what it is. Cool. So let's start with what these brands are. These brands have brand value, which means that's their strength. They have created a buzz in the market, and people aspire to wear them. That's like their value prop. The next step is always is how can we monetize better? How can we create new ways to increase revenue? And a classic strategy for that for any such brand like a Gucci, like a Balenciaga would be to launch new, and also the mainstream brand. Like we can go to Zara's of the world, the H&M's of the world. I think the spectrum is pretty wide there. Is to launch new fashion verticals, new fashion labels, new fashion products every season, right? That comes out, or think about a new product to increase your revenue in future. So that's number one. The philosophy has been let's keep growing by investing in existing fashion trends. Metaverse is taking it next level forward. It's giving them a new platform to try out a new format and let them figure out, well, can you leverage this for your context? The context here being fashion. So let's talk about what is the strategy here. So let's amplify your story a little bit from a brand perspective, and then I'll talk about the exact strategy. So think about what it means for the brand and how they inspire those avatars slash users in the metaverse. Let's say Gucci. If you want to wear Gucci, you might be spending $1,000 to get a Gucci shirt. In the metaverse, your avatar might be able to get the same Gucci shirt for your avatar for $100. I know it sounds crazy, but the brand values so much, people do pay $100 or even way more than that for an avatar shirt. It's giving people the ability to buy Gucci and wear Gucci for $100, which was $1,000 in the real world. So they definitely see the brand value can be translated into a virtual brand value. So that's number one. Okay, so let's play with that. So what's the strategy? The strategy is pretty clear from how any industry sees a new technology. It's more about stay relevant with the time and make bets towards it. So the number one, how is fashion brands doing it with the use of metaverse? The number one is Metaverse has pretty young crowd right now. It has crowds that's 18 to about 30, 32, which means if they get early mover advantage here, they'll attract a very young crowd towards their brand. Pretty important, that expands their portfolio of user segments they can focus on, hence increase their revenue. It's a bet because metaverse is still early. We are seeing thousands of people coming to a show like the one we talked about, the fashion week. We are not seeing millions coming yet. So again, the scale is a question. That's number one. Early adoption can give them access to new users. Number two, capturing users on metaverse through their own brand identity may help the same user convert in their physical store. If they see a store walking on the street, they might just jump in and convert. Possible. So again, more eyeballs gives you more brand value and hence convert in future. So that's two ways to sort of go deeper into existing products and increase the value of it. There's a second angle there. This is a new way to sell a new product, which is digital goods. So these avatars don't need real fabrics, right? They need digital goods. As you said, the Gucci shirt is digital. Now, Gucci can now have a designer, graphic team of creating designs for avatars. And they don't have to manufacture that. They don't have to have a supply chain for that. They can just put it on the metaverse and start selling them at $100, sure. But the reach is so much that this can become a huge business for them. Now, again, the question is the metaverse big enough for them to make meaningful revenue? Question mark. But that's the bet they're making. So 2 points
But
there. Number one, go for it.
and
Yeah, really.
you say it's a bet, but it's a low risk bet, right? Because as you say, they don't need the factories, they don't need to manufacture, and if it works out, it's going to be such a massive ROI. So I think it's such a great bet. There should be another word on how safe this bet is. So it's kind of a safe bet, let's say. It's a risk-free
I
bet in a way.
I love it. Another reason why is they are focusing on what they do best, fashion, not primarily technology. Metaverse is not built by them; it's built by some other companies, like Facebook, like Cumberland, Decentraland. So they are focusing on creating value on top of that. That is the designs, the graphics, the actual experience. So I think you're right. Like it's a low risk from that perspective, but yes, it's outside the comfort zone of just selling fabric products. So love that. Anyway, that's number one. For big brands, two things. One, early adoption can get them new users. Number two, capturing users in metaverse can also help them increase their sales offline. And third one is primarily on creation of new digital goods for large brands. But there's a play for small designers, the boutique shops that you see when you walk around the streets in New York City or Paris or any city in the world. This is a platform to democratize fashion where any small designer can now actually stand up and say, I can have a real estate virtually in the metaverse and sell my product alongside with the Gucci, Balenciaga, and so on and so forth. Big deal. You can't afford that in a large, expensive mall. So this is the way it'll create a new economy of some sort and try to mobilize those designers who don't get visibility. And you'll see big brands coming out of this in future. So that's the strategy I'll say is pretty solid here. All right, Marily, let's move on. A lot about strategy. Let's think about it's cool. People are interested. There is early adoption. Fashion Week was exciting. Thousands of people coming in. Not millions yet, right? That's what you want to see in a global product like this. Brands have a strategy, but let's talk about the future. Like, what's next in this in terms of it's still evolving, it's still volatile, but let's hear some futuristic prediction from you. And let's talk about next couple of years versus 5 years. So, love to hear your thoughts on that.
This is very, very interesting. So many years ago, I started going to physical stores and I was actually buying clothes. And then websites came out, so you could go to like Zara and purchase something online. And then there was this next stage of technology where apps got created and they said, look, if you take a photo of yourself, we can overlay like sunglasses on your face and we can see if they look good on you or something like that. So we experienced this little glimpse of augmented reality, virtual reality. But now we're headed towards the metaverse. So imagine a world where we can merge the metaverse with physical stores. Okay, this
Interesting.
is this is really really cool. So let's say you discover something in the metaverse at like Fashion Week or something that you like. Imagine if you could scan a QR code when you're in the metaverse and then being able to get offline and being able to purchase that physical product in the physical space. So it's kind of, it went full circle.
So how do you do that? So you go to the metaverse. I see a cloth. You save the QR code.
I mean, these things haven't been created yet, but this is why we're product managers. We need to come up with that stuff. But you can save the QR code and scan it later. You can even purchase
Interesting.
something that's gonna arrive to your house a few days later, so that you can try it before you buy it or something like this. But
Love it.
in any case, imagine if you can discover something in the metaverse and then even see a realistic looking 3D render of the item pop up somehow in your physical space. So this is what I envision for the future, and this is pretty groundbreaking. And as I said, things went full circle from physical, it was kind of virtual, and then fully virtual, and now we're back to physical.
Love it.
And it's really cool.
Love it.
Number two, what's next? I can imagine virtual first brands. We kind of talked about it, right? It's low risk to create products that are only for the metaverse. But how how would you imagine a world that has a fashion brand with no fabric? This is exactly what I'd love to see. So a virtual first brand, they can create fantastic clothing made of fire or water or elements or see-through, like God knows what they can create. And this is really, really great. People will unleash their potential and creativity, and new brands are going to be created, or a whole new vertical. And then last but not least, on the what's next, imagine inter-metaverse capabilities. So now you said, look, it's different tech companies that have created it. You can access the metaverse in many different ways. But what if we have one version of the metaverse? Or how can we make the different types of metaverses connect? So developing for one will work for the other. And I guess it's similar to the whole concept of having an Android and an iOS and having an app and being able
Yep.
to connect this. But yeah, it's exciting to see what's next. There is definitely a lot of momentum. Every single day I see on my LinkedIn, things are popping out about new events, new companies, NFTs as well, right? It's there's a lot. I know you're more of an expert on the NFT side of world, so I'd love to see if you can envision the NFT getting into the fashion game as well.
We will definitely try to cover the next part, but I think I love the imagination. We're talking about the seeing something, discovering something in the in the metaverse, and then I just enter the store and it pops a notification. Again, they're not there yet. We are envisioning the whole connection that you're talking about, and I get a notification saying this shirt or this nice trouser you tried is available in the store. Do you want to see it online, in real in person? That'll be insane. That'll be pretty cool. Really awesome. I'm super excited. Next time you go to these online Metaverse Fashion Week, please take me along. I'll be an avatar standing next to you. I can't wait to attend the next one. That's all for this week, everyone. Thank you so much for listening to our pod, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you all so much. Remember to
Thank
subscribe
you.
on our channel, and remember to reach out to us and in the comments or personal messages in case you have any topics you'd like for us to break down in the future. Thanks.
Bye.